Hello and welcome to Rec on Record, bringing you the latest and greatest from the City of Fort Collins Recreation Department and the Fort Collins Senior Center. We appreciate you, our viewers, for tuning in, whether it be in our live studio audience today or on FCTV. We have a great show for you today, and without further ado, let me introduce to you your host, Mr. Jason Chaddock.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here, whether you're live in the audience or on TV or on the internet. Thanks for joining us today. As you can see, I'm walking now, so the walking boot is gone. The Achilles is healing quickly, so I'll be ready for those fall basketball tryouts again, so I can get back out there and give it another whirl. But I'm really excited to be here today. We have probably our most diverse show yet during this series. This is our 8th installment of Rec on Record. For this particular show, we have such an array of people here. We have some youth sports and youth education that we're going to talk about. We have our aquatics team here. We're going to talk some senior center operations, and we're also going to talk about the gardens today. So probably our most diverse show yet. So we're really excited about that. We thank you for being here, those that were able to make it. Obviously, we have some weather going on today. We're going to talk to you today a lot about summer. And you're all looking outside right now and you're seeing winter. So by the end of today, we might have some snowplows on the streets. But obviously, we have a lot going on, a lot of fun activities. I do want to take a quick minute to wish a very special happy birthday to a couple people in our audience. We have Jamie McManus and we have Katie Stieber. Very special happy birthday to them. So with that, I'd like to jump into kind of what we have going on. You just heard me talking a little bit about summer, what we have going on. As you'll notice, our summer Recreator is out. As I grab a copy of the Recreator, this is out. You can also find it online. Registration has been open for the last several weeks, and I highly encourage you, if you are interested in some summer programming here, to get involved into that Recreator now and get registered for classes. We do have classes filling quickly, so we don't want you to miss out on those fun summer activities. So make sure to get your copy of the Recreator. You can also navigate through that online and complete your registration. So definitely get out there, get that done. We have a huge summer of events. First event I want to talk about is actually this Sunday, Sunday, May 21st. We have Kites in the Park. I highly encourage everyone to get out there, get active, get involved in this. It's a great opportunity for families to get out and have some fun, to recreate, to see a beautiful park, and to be able to participate, fly some kites, and get some promotional information from some of the different programs and vendors that'll be out there. I do want you to note, though, please stay tuned to our city website and social media sites, just in case inclement weather does continue through the course of this week and into the weekend. We will give updates if the event would turn out to be canceled for any reason. But we are very optimistic that the weather is going to turn. Things are going to heat up, and we're going to get that great Colorado sun out to dry everything out so we can host this event. But we're really excited about it. Stay tuned to the website and social media for further updates. Next month, very special day. As a father, I'll stand here and tell you we have the Father's Day 5K going on, June 18th. Please get registered for that. Great activity for friends, families, and children to get out, enjoy running or walking, and get out and see Fort Collins a little bit, hang out, mingle with friends and family, and partake in some health and exercise. A great chance for you to get out, see some other vendors, and be able to just enjoy the beautiful Colorado weather. So please get out to that event. In the month of July, as always, we're going to kick off with a 4th of July parade and celebration. That'll go on 4th of July. It'll be early, so you're going to have to wake up, get out to Mountain. There's a Mountain Avenue, and we'll have the parade going through that area. So please get out there, find your spot so you can enjoy the parade and see. Usually we have 50 to 60 different floats that are out there, bands, music, everything going on. So great chance to get out there and enjoy the 4th of July with your family. We'll conclude summer, and I'm sure Tim will mention this later, we'll conclude summer on August 27th with our annual Pooch Plunge at City Park Pool. Chance for you to get out there and let your dogs go swimming and enjoy City Park Pool. And have a fun conclusion to your summer. With that, kind of talking globally about the city events, I want to kind of focus now for just a little bit on some of our summer activities here at the Senior Center. Ashley has put together the summer concert series for us. We'll be kicking off June 16th with the Willie Nelson Tribute Band. Great opportunity for you to get to the Senior Center, enjoy music, have fun with friends and family, and just kind of relax and get a great mountain view outside. We'll also have on July 21st, Off the Clock. They're going to punch out from work, come in here and be off the clock and get out there and celebrate some music with us. And then concluding on August 18th with Liz Barnez. We'll be here to play some more music for us and just have a good time. So please make sure to check out your Recreator. We have flyers here in the facility as well to be able to advertise this. Put this on your calendar so you don't forget about it. And just a great chance to get out here to the Senior Center. So with that, we want to head into a couple new things we have going on. Historical Cafe, many of you have seen this, heard about it, experienced this over time. This time we have Active Minds Virtual Learning. This is going to be a new thing coming in. A great opportunity to expand yourself, try something new, and get out there and just see what's going on. June 20th, we'll have the Vikings presentation, which is pretty interesting. I'm actually looking forward to stopping through that one. And then on August 29th, we'll conclude this session with the Mayans. So this is a great chance. Get out, get some history lessons, get information, learn, grow, and expand our minds. All about healthy bodies and minds. So make sure that we have these opportunities to get both sides of the spectrum here with the city. The next part that I want to go over is just a little bit about Senior Center operations. We've had a lot of different things go on over the last year, and I just want to kind of highlight a couple. As you walk into the facility, because I know everyone walked in through the front doors today as they entered the facility, that's part of our policy here at our recreation centers. As you head in, you'll notice on the overhang a big sign that says welcome. You see it on the slides behind me. Big welcome sign and having everyone check in to the front desk. We just had these installed about 2 weeks ago, so we're pretty fired up about that, to be able to welcome everyone in, have some signage directing us at the front desk. You'll notice hanging signs above the computer terminals, and those signs will rotate, so please look up above the computer terminals to be able to see what we have going on, because there may be times when we're handling recreation registrations, and we end up having a couple more registration desks with one desk isolated for check-in only. So please make sure that you guys focus on those signs, and they'll navigate you to the appropriate location to either check in or to sign in, register for a course. So with that, I also want to announce that if you haven't been here in the last week, we also have taken down the flyer rack that was across from the front desk. I know it created a lot of congestion, people trying to look for flyers and find out different programs. We do encourage you to grab a Recreator. A Recreator will have all the information you need for programs and activities going on, but also in the front entrance of the facility, in that main front lobby area, we're going to have on either side of the Access TV, which is scrolling our advertisements, we're going to have some flyer racks up there that'll also give you some information for programs and activities going on here at the Rec Center. So please pay attention to those things as they come about over the next couple weeks. With that, I also want to let you know, as we've created this consistent check-in, the front desk has done a wonderful job of having everyone scan in as they enter the facility. And I'm happy to report that each month our participation numbers have consistently gone up, which is great for what we do here. It shows just how valuable the Senior Center is and how much you guys mean to what we do, and have continuously increasing participation numbers. It really shows well for our facility and our programs that are going on. So, great thing that the front desk has been able to do and create consistent check-in through our facilities. The last point I wanted to make about operations is, as we head up on springtime, which again I know is hard to think about when it's snowing outside right now, but as we head up on this springtime, we have the wonderful patio outside at the back of the facility, and we do want to encourage people to still go out there and enjoy the patio, have a coffee, have a bagel, and just enjoy the atmosphere with their friends. And what we're working on now is several guests here at the facility have talked to us about the opportunity to be able to just help each other in and out of those doors and check in at the front desk as normal. But what we really want to focus on is being able to have that kind of open environment there where the guests can help you in. We'll have our volunteers at the front desk who can also open that door if you choose to go outside for a coffee or a bagel. If you're coming into the facility for the first time for that day, we still ask you to come in through the front desk, through the main entrance of the facility. And we'll just continue to monitor this as we go. We may make some adjustments down the road depending on how things are operating for us. Lastly, today I want to conclude with going over Club Tico. I am really fired up about Club Tico. This has been a 5-month project that's been going on. This project concludes next Friday, so I'm really pumped up about that. Club Tico is on track. Everything's on schedule. We're excited about that. We have, and I know I went over this before, talking about some of these upgrades. One thing I had talked about before was these remodeling of the restrooms. I can tell you, if you have been to Club Tico before, you will not even recognize the restroom anymore. They basically cut out the restroom, built some more walls. The Club Tico restrooms are completely new. They are all redone. We even have some new plumbing going on in these restrooms to really help us get up to some different operations that have changed over the last 100+ years. So we're really excited about this. These bathrooms look absolutely beautiful, and I know I'm really, it's not often you get excited about restrooms, okay? I'm just telling you that right now, and you guys are all looking at me like I'm a little crazy, but these restrooms look absolutely fantastic. Great tile work has been done in them, and the other thing that I'm really excited about is our catering kitchen. This is going to be a beautiful kitchen. We have all brand new equipment that's being shipped in currently that's going to be installed, and we'll be back up and operating. We actually go through cleanup of the facility next week, so we'll have May 22nd through 26th as the cleanup of this facility and get it restored for programming once again. And I'm excited to report May 27th, 28th, we already have rentals going on. So the second we take this facility back over, we're back involved in rentals. Great time for us. I know the renters are excited. We have a couple weddings going on, so I know that's a big time for them. And with that, we're back into programming, so I'm excited to announce Club Tico will reopen on time. It's a great thing for us, and that's going to kick us off into summer. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and pass the floor back over to Ashley, who's going to get this show going.
Thank you so much, Jason. Thank you for that manager's message. Next up, we have Tyler Robertson for our staff highlight, and he's going to come up and talk to us about some kids programming. Everybody, please welcome Tyler.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Oh wow, nice photo there. Well, thank you all for being here, and I really do appreciate you having me. My name is Tyler Robertson. I'm a recreation coordinator for youth and teen programs. And just some background on myself. I am a Fort Collins native. I'm actually 3rd generation here in Fort Collins. And kind of the way my path to becoming a recreation coordinator was I actually was just involved in programs and kind of built my way up to the position. So I was involved in a variety of recreation programs. There were summer basketball, boxing. There was a lot of camps and classes throughout the years, and I was involved pretty heavily at Northside many years. So they hired me on in 2001, and I started out doing pretty much a little bit of everything at Northside. At that time, it was a smaller facility, so I was checking in people. I was doing some of the facility attendant stuff, and kind of made my way to doing scorekeeping. And then in 2003, I started doing some of the summer basketball program, putting together the leagues and tournaments. So in 2007, when the new facility opened at Northside, I came on board as a recreation coordinator, and from there it was coordinating a lot of the youth and teen programs, some of the things I had already been doing for many years. So. And one of the big programs we had at Northside was an after-school program, and we went into collaboration with the school district in 2014. And one of the goals was to get the kids to Northside, get them bused to Northside, provide some programming and recreation opportunities for the kids. And we had about 60 kids per day, and that's kind of limited to what we had on the bus. The kids were bused to Northside, and we provided programs in a couple of our rooms there. And then in 2015, we decided to reallocate some of those dollars for the transportation. The amount of money we were spending on transportation, serving 60 kids, we went back and wanted to see what we could do by transitioning to the schools. And so when we decided to move to the schools, we were able to up the attendance, provide more staff, and we ended up serving 100 kids in 2015-16 school year. And then in 2016-17 school year, we went all the way up to 150 kids, which was great. We were serving, double the amount of kids with the same money we had coming through. So for the 2017 employee recognition, we were nominated for that, myself and Aaron Harris, who's my supervisor, and we received the award. We won, and it was pretty awesome. It was for the collaboration with the district, and we were pretty proud of that. So that's the picture of us there. So as far as programming goes, we have summer coming up real quick now. We're gearing up for it, and we have a variety of programs for youth. And we try our best to find different programs for every single kid out there. And so some of the things I'm going to highlight are the bike camps. We have a bike camp that's kind of stationed all throughout Fort Collins. We have Epic. We provide programming over at Roland Moore and Northside as well. And those are teaching skills to the kids, and then also getting them out on the pass to enjoy our lovely pass we have in town. So as far as Lego camp, we have Lego camps at Northside. Those are kind of STEM based, and those will be going on every single week. And then for the skateboarding camp, I'm going to skip a couple of these here. For the skateboarding camp, we have those are kind of stationed out of Northside, but then we travel to all the Fort Collins parks with the kids, and the kids get an opportunity to try each one. So we definitely want to highlight Fort Collins as much as we can with a lot of my camps you'll see. So Survival in the Woods is one that's housed at Aline Martinez. That one happens. Those are half-day camps. And those are skill-based as well. We're teaching some skills, with a survival twist on it, but we're teaching some outdoor skills and getting the kids out there in the natural areas, and then they go up hiking one day a week. So one of the bigger ones I have is a Teen Super Camp series, and that one is a theme-based camp as well. We do Splash Camp. We do, let me see here. I got a ton of notes here. Extreme Camp. We have a Chef Camp. We have an Outdoor Adventure, a Bike Fort Collins again for the older age group there. Those camps involve rafting. They involve bike riding. They involve Iron Chef challenges, stand-up paddleboard, biking. We do a little bit of everything. Laser tag with the kids. They get so many different things with these camps, and we just have a blast with them all summer. So some of the theme-based classes we have, those ones are housed all over the place as well. Those are at Foothills. They're at Northside, Mulberry Pool. We're all over the place with those theme-based classes as well. Some of the new programs coming up is Incrediflix. Incrediflix is a contractual clamp that's coming out of here, and they're going to be providing a lot of stop motion. I'm going to look at my notes here because I want to make sure I get this one right. This is the participants are going to have the opportunity to write a storyboard and shoot their own stop motion animated flicks. So if you guys aren't sure what stop motion is, it's one of those like Lego Movie. I don't know if you've seen Lego Movie or Gumby, but it's something like that, and we're going to be providing those this summer as well. Another one we're going to be providing is Mad Science. It's another STEM-based class, and those will be housed at Epic this summer, and those are one-day camps. So if parents can't go for a full week and kind of commit to those, we're given the opportunity to still give those camps on a one-day basis. So Survival in the Woods 2 is a new one we're going to be offering, and that's just adding on to what we've already done with Survival in the Woods, but we're the goal for this camp is to really get them trail ready. So the kids will be up on the foothills every single day, and with the overall goal of just getting them ready to be prepared going forward. So that's all I have.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Tyler, that was great. Everybody give Tyler a round of applause. Thank you so much, Tyler.
Good job, Tim.
We never get to talk about kids that much here, so it's kind of fun to see what's going on in Fort Collins and the rest of the world. Next up, we're actually going to welcome Tim Stavi. He is our brand new recreation supervisor for aquatics. Please, everyone, a round of applause.
Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, Jason.
Great to have you here.
All right.
So I know it is really awkward while it's snowing outside and you guys open in a week to sit here and talk aquatics. But
yeah, we should probably plan like a polar bear plunge or something. Like
we should. We should. We can. Would we be the first ever in May to do that?
Yeah. Well, it is Colorado.
So to get us started here, Tim, I know you're new to this city and you recently joined our recreation team. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and what's your background and what led you here to the city of Fort Collins?
Well, before here, I worked, did a brief stop over in Greeley, but before that, I was the rec center manager up in Fraser Valley, Winter Park area. And then before that, I was the associate manager of aquatics at Colorado Springs at the U.S. Olympic Training Center. But I've been in aquatics since I was 16 as a lifeguard, swim instructor, lifeguard instructor. So it's always been part of my life.
I want to highlight the Olympic Training Center for just a second. Any memorable experience there? Any great things you got to experience there in the aquatics realm?
I think every day there was always opportunity to be around greatness. My first day there, they kind of threw me on the deck because a lot was going on, and this tall, lanky guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, so I hear you're the new guy," and I was like, "Yeah, my name is Tim," and he shook my hand and he says, "Yeah, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you." And of course, that was Mr. Phelps. And then the very same day, I was in the cafeteria getting lunch, and I was in line behind what was a short young woman to me, and she passed me a tray, and it was Mary Lou Retton. So gymnast.
Wow.
So you never know who you're going to bump into there, and you never know who you're going to get a chance to talk to and interact with, at the training center. But just to be around that is pretty special and pretty magical.
Absolutely. You were surrounded by gold medal greatness.
All the time, and you never knew who you were going to be around. So, and they look a lot different, in person and in real life than they do maybe on the television screen. So, so you have to always be ready to give that gold medal standard of service. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I think that's just great stuff to hear about and learn from. So we're heading into summer now.
Right.
So with that, what are some of the activities you have planned for our recreators this summer?
Summer is a busy time for aquatics, probably the busiest time of the year. We have a lot of opportunities for young and old to take part in aquatics. So we have youth swim lessons, adult swim lessons, diving lessons. We do scuba diving at our pools, and we also do aqua fitness classes. So, depending upon what your interest is and what you're trying to get, what you're trying to do, we have a program for you, and it's all available in the Recreator as far as, what's happening. And like you said earlier, registration has been going on for a while, and classes are filling up. So, and just to reiterate, if you're interested in an activity that we offer, I recommend that you sign up quickly and pick the one you want and get yourself in that class, because they are filling up.
Absolutely. I think you and I have alluded to a real theme right now going on in recreation is our classes are filling quick.
Yeah.
And if you sit too long, you're going to miss out on that opportunity to get in.
Yeah, from what I've seen, Fort Collins is a very active community, and a lot of folks want to get in the same events, so making sure you're signed up is important.
Absolutely. So with that, talking about some classes that we have going on, I understand Aquatics has recently revamped their Learn to Swim program.
Yeah.
So are you able to kind of walk us through some of the highlights that might be different or might be improved that people might not be aware of?
Well, we found, they found, because I wasn't part of the redesign, that they really needed to re-look at how we offer swim lessons and customize what we offer to fit our needs and the needs of the public. So there's, swimming is still swimming, and you're still going to learn how to do all of the strokes and how to be safe in the water. But our levels are different, and what happens in each level is different. So it's really important that as you sign yourself up or your child up for a swim lesson, to read what the descriptions are and make sure you sign up for the appropriate class. Luckily, the Recreator has a great description on what those classes are, or you can give us a call, shoot me an email, and I can make sure that you get in the right class.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that. Obviously, summer is, as you mentioned earlier, summer's a busy time for aquatics, tons going on, multiple facilities. So with that, walk us through, how are you preparing for the season?
3 of our pools stay open year-round, so there wasn't a lot of preparation besides making sure that we have enough staff to get through the summer and that they're well trained. But one of our facilities, the City Park Pool, is only open during the summertime. So we've already, if you go by there now, you'll see there's already water in the pools. The water is already balanced and ready to go, and we're going to start heating up that water beginning next week. And you'll see staff over there beginning next week, getting the pool deck ready, getting the slides ready to make sure that we're ready to open for a week from Saturday.
Absolutely. We might be able to do ice skating tonight.
Maybe.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm looking up here at the screen, I'm cheating. May 27th is when
Yeah.
we open.
Yep, a week from Saturday, 11
Okay.
a.m. Yep.
Very good. Everybody have that on your calendars. Get to City Park day one and get to enjoy the water. Anything else you'd like to share with us about aquatics or anything you have going on?
I think that just about sums it up. The hours, are I think are probably on the screen behind me, but they're also in the Recreator for a City Park pool, and we do offer twilight swims at a reduced rate. So if you can't enjoy the entire day, you can still come out in the early evenings, late afternoons, and still take part in that pool and take advantage of that Colorado sunshine that we're all hoping, we all expect will be here. And
We all hope tomorrow.
Yeah, but summer will be here in just a couple of weeks, and it'll be a fun place to be, and it'll be busy. It'll be rocking and rolling, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Tim, and I'm going to have you stay up here with us.
All
right. We're kind of doing this a little bit different today, and I know that when we're talking about snow and freezing temperatures, I know our next guest wants to see the sunshine come out as well and give us a melt of this snow that we're getting. So, Ashley, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right, so let's everybody please welcome the director of the Gardens at Spring Creek, Michelle Pravaznik.
Hi, Michelle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're able to join us today, and I wish I had a better weather forecast for you.
Yeah, after covering up a few plants.
So let's go off topic for a minute. Walk us through the covering of the plants real quick.
Yeah, so as all of you in the crowd know, at least, we trekked through a lot of snow in order to get here, right? Very slushy conditions. So what I did at my house last night in the dark was tarping some plants, covering some things up with some sheets. You want to make sure that there's some sort of structure holding up those tarps, because right now it's as much about the plants getting crushed by the weight of the snow as it is about the cold. The snow will actually protect some of these plants from the cold.
Okay.
And the perennials and trees, in theory, should be fine. If the trees, we got to watch. If you get them really heavy with snow, you should shake that snow off, or we beat things with a broom, that sort of thing. But annuals and vegetables, if you haven't covered them when the temperatures drop this evening, you're going to have to replant those.
Okay, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife about that, because we went out for Mother's Day and bought a bunch of stuff.
Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
So, for people like Tim and I who are new to town, I've been here for about a year now. Tim's just now joining us. He's been here for a month. So walk us through, for any of us who might not know, what is the Gardens? What do we have going on there?
So the Gardens on Spring Creek is our community botanic garden, similar to what you'd find at Denver Botanic Gardens, Cheyenne Botanic Gardens. There's botanic gardens all around the country. Over 300 of us last check. So we offer all sorts of education programs. We offer a beautiful space for you to come and walk and see new and different plants that you may not have known about, creating a real kind of Western sense of place in our facility. So it's a respite area. It's an education place. We also have community events that we host. And we also are an arts and culture destination and venue. So we participate in the arts in different ways through sculpture, performances, things like that.
Very nice. So walk us through what brought you here to the Gardens.
So it's been a varied path, I would say, and not a straight route by any stretch of the imagination. It's the first botanic garden that I have worked at. Prior to that, I was on our Friends Board. So while the Gardens is a City of Fort Collins facility, we are in partnership with a nonprofit organization called the Friends of the Gardens on Spring Creek. And I had been on that board and served as its president for several years prior to joining as the director.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So you kind of knew what was going on before you even got into position.
I did. I had raised a lot of the money for what was going on prior to getting to the position.
Very neat. Very neat. So, as we've learned about this over the years, Fort Collins is pretty progressive when it comes to gardening and healthy living. So what are the Gardens doing to support this initiative for the city?
So we participate a lot in the local foods movement, especially around the social aspects of that. So we have a community garden program where we manage all the community gardens in the parks that are out there now. There's now 7 of them. And so we manage kind of the people side of that in conjunction with the Parks Department, which helps with some of the maintenance issues and that sort of thing. And we have a community garden. As part of our community garden outreach program, we have another program that just launched called Plant It Forward, where we encourage local gardeners to grow extra produce for donation to the food bank. And last year the food bank collected over 50,000 pounds of produce through that program from local gardeners. Yeah, so that provides a lot of meals. And the food bank is trying to increase the amount of fresh food they give people instead of all the processed foods. And so that's a huge goal for them, and Planet Forward is one component of that program.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Wow. Much like Tim in aquatics, summer's got to be a pretty busy time at the gardens. So what's coming up on your calendar for the gardens this summer?
So it's twofold. From a class perspective, we have our summer camps, which I'm happy to say are sold out for the season. We're about to launch an urban homesteading class series. So things like bees and composting and that sort of thing. And so that's about to start. And then at the end of the summer, we switch to cooking programs. So you learn about the gardening and what you're picking and that sort of thing. And then you go into our outdoor kitchen and learn recipes and different techniques for cooking. So that's a really fun program. And then from an event perspective, we have our Urban Homestead Tour, which features 6 homesteads, 3 in Fort Collins and 3 in Loveland, and that's a fundraiser for the gardens and Loveland youth gardeners as well. And so that's a really fun tour to go on and see what people are doing in their yards to live a more sustainable lifestyle. And then we also have our garden affair dinners. One is a beer tour and one's a wine dinner, and those are in August and September. Tons of fun.
And how do I find those?
You can go on our website, which is the fcgov.com/gardens, or just Google Gardens on Spring Creek, and you will find us.
Okay, very good. Can you give us an example of what some of the items people are gardening that they're then learning to cook with?
Oh, all kinds of things. So the tomatoes, we do probably 30 different varieties of peppers. So the hot peppers, as well as the sweet peppers, the bell peppers, that sort of thing. And then we go really odd stuff like kohlrabi. Who knew what that was? And I certainly still don't know what to do with it. I need to take that class.
I was just going to ask, what is that?
I don't know. So it's a root crop. Anyway, and so, there's all sorts of different things. And the chefs have fun getting to walk around the garden to plan what they're going to teach. So
That sounds really neat. I'm intrigued by 30 different types of peppers.
yeah. We sold a
Any
lot of
hot
them at our
ones?
plant sale. Oh, lots of hot ones.
Ashley and I are in. So a couple of big projects that are going on with the gardens. Can you tell us a little bit about the Amphitheater and the Butterfly Pavilion? Walk us through those a
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
it's 2 big projects that we have coming to the gardens on Spring Creek. The Amphitheater is actually part of a bigger project, which is adding 5 new acres of gardens, so doubling our size of the gardens that we have on our site. And that's to the field directly north of the irrigation ditch and just south of Spring Creek Trail for people who want to put that in its space. And so the Great Lawn will be an amphitheater with a stage. It's surrounded by theme gardens, so beautiful gardens. It'll be a garden immersion experience, whether you're there for yoga or a play or a small concert, that sort of thing. And then we add the Undaunted Garden, which will be our xeriscape demonstration garden, which is designed by Lauren Springer Ogden. She's an internationally known landscape designer who calls Fort Collins home, and the Undaunted Garden is the name of her books. So that's going to be a one-of-a-kind thing that will really put us on the map, horticulturally speaking. And then we're adding a prairie and a foothills garden, so some of our natural environments brought into our space. So you'll be able to visit 4 of the primary ecosystems in Colorado in one visit to the gardens on Spring Creek.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, so that's phase 1. We're planning to break ground on that later this year, late summer, early fall. We're in the process of hiring a contractor right now. And then the second phase of our expansion is completion of our visitor center, which was only half done when it was first built. And so one of the big components of that is adding a conservatory, so a year-round greenhouse where plants are growing year-round. The closest ones, again, are in Cheyenne and a Denver Botanic Garden. And for a couple of years, I have been negotiating with the Butterfly Pavilion in Westminster. In February, we were excited to announce that they will be operating our conservatory as a North American butterfly house. So it's super exciting to have a butterfly house here in Fort Collins.
That is really neat.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty
how
cool.
long have things like this been in the works? Has this been something you've been looking at for like 5 years, 10 years?
The concept of a butterfly house first came up a couple years ago when I was talking to a board member of the Butterfly Pavilion, and then I reached out to them, and so we negotiated that for a couple years. The Great Lawn and all those gardens have been a part of our master plan from day one, and that was designed in 2000.
Okay.
So.
Very good. Kind of the last thing here for you is I'm sure many are wondering, how do you get involved in the gardens?
Yeah, so we have a lot of ways to get involved in the gardens. Number one is probably volunteers. If you're interested in learning about gardening in Colorado, which is more challenging than any place else I've lived in the country. And so a lot of people come to learn. They get to work one-on-one with our horticulturists and learn how to garden, or they get to work in our greenhouse, youth programs. So last year we had over 600 volunteers contribute over 9,000 hours of time.
Wow.
So volunteering is a huge way to get involved with the gardens. And then second, I mentioned our nonprofit partner. We have a membership program, and it's through our friends' organization. And now we're up to almost 600 member households, which is really exciting. And membership gets you a discount on our classes. It also gets you into our neighboring botanic gardens and any other botanic garden around the country at a discount. Everybody's slightly different in what they offer. But so, for example, if you're a member of our facility, you can get into Denver Botanic Gardens for free. It's a reciprocal admissions program.
Okay.
And so that's a great perk as well. And then some of our local nurseries offer a discount on purchases, and at this time of year that comes in handy.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing this wealth of
Absolutely.
information. I have one more question for both of you, actually. What we'd like to know is, obviously, this is recreation area, recreation show. We bring in all sorts of other aspects. But for you guys on a personal level, how do you guys enjoy recreation in your lives? Either one of you can go first. You can flip a coin.
I work out here, actually, here at the senior center, at least 3 to 4 times a week. And then in my off time, I try to go walking and hiking a few times a week as well with my dog.
For me, obviously, gardening. And then we do quite a bit of hiking, and we're also fortunate enough to have access to a lake, so I paddleboard and canoe and that sort of thing.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very good. That concludes what I have. I'm going to have you guys stay up here, though. I think Ashley might have some questions for us, and
Yeah, we do have some
we
questions.
might need your help to answer some of these.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now to our question and answer segment. The first one is for Tim. How old is too old to learn how to swim?
There is no such thing as being too old to learn how to swim. And we have programs to teach swimming to all ages.
Okay. Wonderful. So you're never too old to learn how to swim. This one is actually for Tyler, so if you don't mind, Tim, I'm going to steal this mic.
Sure.
Tyler, come on down.
Yeah. How do I find a class that best fits my child's needs?
How do you find a class? I got a page here of things that I was trying to figure out if it, I think that the best way is to either give us a call or email us, and we can definitely talk with any individual about their needs. I think we do have classes for all ages, and like I mentioned, we have our full week-on camps, and we have our even half-day camps and even one-day camp versions. So, as far as that goes, I think that's probably the best thing is to either email myself or Lisa Freeman. Before I came here, I was actually kind of looking at how many offerings we have, and we have 350 class offerings or more this summer only. So definitely I can understand it can be an overwhelming thing, so definitely just email us, give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to walk you through some of the programs. So.
Thanks, Tyler. Great. I'll hand this back to you just in case.
And I can tell you my daughter recently took a dance class that Tyler offers, and she loved it. She had a ton of fun.
So now when you say Tyler, is he the one who's teaching it?
Yeah.
She didn't say.
You're not a dancer, Tyler? I see you shaking.
She didn't mention Tyler was teaching.
Maybe a program offering for the future.
Yep. All right, next question from the audience. How do you rent a space in the garden? So for the gardens around town, it's actually a 3-part question. How much does it cost, and can you get the same space each year?
So that would be regarding the community garden plots we have around town. So we do have a process in the winter that happens, and it's an application. And right now, it's probably become more of a wait list situation because the plots are full. The cost is $50. It's a $25 deposit and a $25 rental fee. If at the end of the season you've completed your community work hours, everybody has to do 4 work hours over the year, and that's helping to weed the paths and maintain the common spaces, that sort of thing. Then you can get your deposit back into the year if you decide not to renew your plot. If you like your plot and you want to come back the next year, it is yours to rent. So
That's really good to know.
yeah.
Thank
Really
you.
neat.
This one is, if you are new to gardening, what would you recommend someone to start with right now?
Take a class. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, gardening in Colorado is one of the most challenging environments to garden in. We're talking about snow on May 18th, and later this summer we'll be talking about drought. So it's a challenge. It's unlike gardening that I've done anywhere. And when I first moved here with a degree in horticulture, I spent a year just watching and paying attention to what was going on in people's yards. And it's not something that is necessarily intuitive when you first get here if you've gardened other places.
So I have to ask, what other states have you done gardening in?
Well, I'm from the Midwest originally, and my mother will tell you I did not get my green thumb from her. So I didn't garden much there, but I've gardened in the D.C. area, and then I studied horticulture out in California.
Okay.
Kind of the epitome of horticulture, right? So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, last question. A front desk employee told me that there is a new cancellation policy. Can you explain it, and where can I find it? So, Jason, I'll turn that over to you.
So the new cancellation policy is in the Recreator.
On page 5.
Page 5. That will give you the full details because there's several aspects in there to look through. So off the top of my head, I can't recite everything from it, but the Recreator has it for you. And then also what I encourage people to do is anytime you're going through things, obviously, speak with the front desk, get the information from them, be able to have that conversation, and then certainly if there's any issues past that, obviously, because we've had medical issues come up before past that, please reach out to the recreation area manager of whatever area that was in, and the front desk will direct you to do that so you guys can have a further conversation. So that way you can really kind of navigate through the problem that might have arose or talk about things further.
Wonderful. I think that's it for us today. Thank you, Jason, Michelle, Tim, Tyler, everybody who works on the show. Thank you for being in the live studio audience. And remember that Rec on Record is the 3rd Thursday of every month at 11 o'clock. We would love to have you here. And until next month, see you later.